I'm Eldon Gormsen, and very thankful and honored to be able to stand up and, as Chris was saying, just give testimony and back up, the things that were taught in this message, and the words that Gwen Shamblin has been given by God and she's delivered to us have changed my life totally. And like I said, I thank God that he allowed me to see, because like a lot of you, I did things growing up because I grew up in a church, was part of the church and got married in the church and thought I was a Christian and did all the things, growing up with, Sarah and I involved in everything. But I lived a life that, I'd be even ashamed. I'd be ashamed to even say some of the things that I did, while, claiming to be a Christian, claiming to be a follower of Christ, and all that time, knowing that those things I knew that they were wrong, and I didn't want to do them, but I always, in the back of my mind, I always knew, I didn't know, I thought I knew, I always had that little bit of that false grace, because I was a big once saved, always saved guy, and and so that was always like my excuse, or that allowed me to justify it in my mind. And then, about 15 years or so ago, when, my wife got involved with Way Down and then got involved in the church, God was able to show me, and humble me, to know that, okay, oh my gosh, I was wrong. And, and then the floodgates of just love and joy and peace have been opening up in our lives, in our families' lives. And I can't imagine my life, what it would be like, apart from this truth and apart from this message. And because I know what it wouldn't be. I wouldn't be standing here, at the right weight I should be. I was 60 pounds overweight then, and I knew I wouldn't be peace at home with Sarah and I, because we didn't have peace at home then. And I know my children would be picking up the idols that I had, because, we've seen that, and so I think of that. It's like, so that's what I know. I can't imagine, but I'm so thankful that it's not that. And I'm so thankful for a message that taught me that there is only one God, and he needs to be followed, and he loves us, but we need to obey his laws, and we need to obey his rules, and we can. We can, and there's so much hope in that, and there's so much peace in that, and there's so much joy in that, and thankfulness in that. And because even now, like I said, we all, God brings us to points in our lives, even now as we've been part of the church, and, I'm sure all of you have been through these times too, where, sometimes things are just hard. Sometimes, like I said, God puts in things in your life, in your situations that they're just hard. And so he does that, though, but so we can look up to him and cry out to him and have peace and joy in that. So I can go through things in my life now that are hard, that would have been like, I would have been like, oh, before, and I wouldn't know how to do it, and I would have lashed out at Sarah, I would have lashed out at my kids, I would have lashed out at the dog, or whatever was around. And but now I know that, okay, God, these things you put in my life to draw me closer to you, to show me that you have the answers. I don't have answers. I don't know how to raise kids. I don't know how to be a godly husband. I can't do those things on my own. I can't, do my job. I don't know anything about computers. I can't do, create these things apart from God. Whereas before, that's what I thought. I had to do it. And like I said, now to have that joy and that peace that comes from knowing that we can tap into the God of the universe, as long as I remain pure, as long as I remain focused, as long as I remain, obedient to his words, he will be there with me, and he is there with me. And so I'm very thankful for, like I said, just the truth that comes from, all these teachings that we get to hear, and just a short little snippet, like Chris was sharing, just that short little snippet we got to see even today, is just another reminder of, just that power that we have and that we get to tap into. And, I'm thankful for now I know what it's like to have a real relationship with God. And, I'm thankful that God had enough mercy on me, somebody who not only did all this stupid stuff, but then he actually persecuted this message, persecuted this church, persecuted, Gwen, the leader of this. And so God is very merciful that, he would allow someone like me, and then, take a heart of stone and turn it into a heart of flesh, And so I will always be eternally grateful. Always be willing to back this message up, back Gwen up, back leaders up, back anybody that's in this church up who is wholehearted, to be there, to serve, to love, and because it is just a message of hope, and I have so much love, and I'm so thankful for that.